Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back to my cat just came out from under the bed. Hey baby. Yeah? You want to say hi? Hi, I didn't know she was in here. Hi, sweetheart. I will pop up a picture or a video of her because I know it's not cool to reference having an animal and not show them. I will pay the cat tax. You want to go out? She's deciding. Anyway, hey everybody. If you are new to my channel, I am a cat lady. I'm Bethany. I was in Beachbody from 2014 to 2021. I'm an opera singer, a raging socialist, and I debunk MLM stuff, manifestation, all the kind of internet personal development entrepreneur scams that are going on. So we have kind of an MLM, an anti-MLM basis, and we're using that as a jumping off point into other stuff. So I did post an almost 2-hour review of the Manifestation Babe Academy last week. So if you are thinking of purchasing that, or if you want to know more about that world, you can play that while you're doing chores or getting ready in the morning. I know that my manifestation content is not getting as many views as my MLM content, but I'm going to keep making that content because the anti-MLM movement is established, but the anti-manifestation movement is just getting started. So it doesn't bother me that it's not performing as well because I think it's going to be just as big as the anti-MLM movement in a few years once more and more people start leaving, in my opinion, that cult. So we're going to keep forging ahead. So if you're new here, you're going to get a mix of all that stuff. But if you only want anti-MLM, I've got a playlist for that. If you want to get into the anti-manifestation, I have a playlist for that too. It's quite a bit shorter, but we're going to get into all of it here. So with that being said, let's go into my archives and watch some stuff that one of you guys sent me. As always, I want to say thank you so much to the people who send me stuff to react to. It really makes doing this as a side passion project less stressful because I don't have to go out and find stuff all the time, and it feels like, you know, this is a community effort and I really want to react to the stuff that you guys see out there and that you want me to react to. So thank you so much for sending. My email address is in the description box, and as always, if you have other manifestation teachers, divine feminine life coaches, anything that you think is nonsense, please send it to me. Even if you sent me something a month ago, 2 months ago, and I haven't reviewed it yet, I want all the content. So I will get to it. So thank you so much to the person who sent this to me. So we have a former body hun in Make Wellness making all the claims. Let's get into it.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to.
Good morning. Okay, I've had a lot of people messaging me about the supplements that I'm taking, the new ones. I've been taking them now for 2 months. I started with lean, and then 4 weeks ago also added the fit, but I thought I would pop on here. I know I'm not on here chatting very often, but I just feel like the season of life is extremely busy for us, like between the pool store and our inflatable business and just life. Things are good. I'm not complaining, but just insanely busy. Sometimes I feel like we don't have a second to breathe. But I wanted to come on here because, like I said, I've just been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of questions. So I actually quit taking.
The first thing I'm going to say is I don't believe her. I don't believe she's getting a lot of DMs and getting a lot of questions, because I would say that in Beachbody too, even if I got one question. I would act like my DMs were so full of people who wanted this. because I wanted that to be true. And on some unconscious level, I wanted people to think that if they enrolled with me as a coach, that they would have people just like asking them about what they're doing. And they wouldn't have to be cold DMing people, sending out hey girl messages, desperately scrambling month after month to try to hit Success Club, to try to hit that rank. If you're new to the channel, Success Club is in Beachbody one of their kind of benchmarks that you are supposed to go for. And I assume in Make Wellness and in most MLMs, there are certain monthly benchmarks that corporate has set out for you to make you feel like if you hit this, you are successful and your business is building. But I started to see 7 years in Beachbody that hitting Success Club month after month after month, at first it grew my business, but it eventually stopped working and my income started declining. And I was like, I was told that momentum would build. They have you read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, which basically says if you do these small things day after day, you will get results over time, and that's the healthiest way to do things. Now, I do believe that to be true, just not in MLMs. That's almost always the first book that they recommend you read, so you can already start the brainwashing of like, oh, it's these small things month after month consistently that will get me to that six-figure, multi-six-figure millionaire status that I see those top people at Summit, at all these things. That'll totally get me there, but it actually doesn't. It would apply to other goals that you might have in your life, like downsizing, like running a marathon. I have run a marathon, and it is being consistent with all those runs throughout. You don't just do the long ones on the weekends. You do the 2 mile on Tuesday, and you do the 3 mile on Thursday, and then the 6 mile on Saturday, and then you do the walking on Sunday, and then you do the 5 miles on Monday. There's like a very specific training regimen to follow. I assume with any type of race, if you all have done a marathon, or if you're a cyclist, a century ride or a triathlon or anything like that, yes, it is the cumulative effect of all of those choices to commit to that training, even when it's a smaller thing that you're doing, or that choice, the small choice to go to bed an hour earlier rather than stay up watching another episode of something on Netflix. It is actually good advice, and that is why MLMs can be really tricky, because they interweave good advice with a predatory business model. I should scoot to the side so there is actually room for her here on the screen. So let's keep going. Let's see what else she has to say.
All my other supplements. So I'm only taking these 2 supplements right now, and mainly because I wanted to know how my body felt truly from these 2 supplements, right? Like I didn't want it to be like skewed by other things. And I'm also taking them because coming into this busy season, I did a lot of research about like, what can I do with like minimal effort, if that makes sense. So like, I just don't have a lot of time. Like I was coming out of a season with, my total hormone reset, which was great, but it was a lot. It was really intensive. Definitely not something that I could keep going throughout the summer, but definitely something that like, one, you do to make your body feel better and like heal your gut, and also just learn a lot of things. So it's like you can take little things here and there, right? So it's not like my nutrition has completely went off the rails. I'm not like eating terrible, but I'm not very dialed in, right? So I wanted something that would help support me in this season. And these were the 2 supplements that I found that would be the easiest, because the fit, like I drink it after my work, orange flavor. So it's yummy, delicious. And then 2 pills, the lean, which are the metabolic support. So kind of helps curb cravings, support your metabolism. The fit is more for like body recovery. They're all natural collagen peptides to help support your body on a cellular level. So you will get some similar results to like a GLP-1, but it's all natural. So no harsh side effects, nothing like that. So it's definitely increased my energy while still being off caffeine. I'm only drinking coffee like twice a week.
Okay. If I seemed distracted, let me make sure I have my mic here. I'm trying to eliminate the echo for you guys with the headphones, but she said, okay, I've eliminated all my other supplements. So I went over here to see what's she doing? What's going on? So I went to her link tree. Her Instagram bio says, helping busy moms lose weight in 20 minutes a day. That's already false. If you're trying to lose weight, it is your diet, not the exercise, that is going to do that. Exercise is for building endurance, building muscle, cardiovascular health, flexibility, mobility, whatever your physical goals are. Food is for weight loss, and food is obviously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can't just I guess you could meal prep for 20 minutes a day, and maybe that would help, but that's not what she's referring to. So that's already wrong. Lost 50 pounds myself. Good for you. Congratulations. That does not qualify you to teach anyone else how to do that. Balancing hormones and lowering cortisol. You guys know how I feel about that. All of these MLM huns suddenly think they're hormone experts and endocrinologists. Do not. First of all, they're going to convince you that your hormones are off in the first place by listing very normal things that are just being a person and calling them symptoms of hormone imbalance. So they convince people that their hormones are imbalanced, and then they sell them the solution, which is not actually a solution because they're not a doctor. They can't take your labs. They can't prescribe you any type of treatment. So already a lot of stuff. So I went into her store, and she has an amalgamation of stuff. So she still is a Beachbody affiliate. So that is going to have meal plans, either To Be Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, that she might be following. She has, she said she got rid of like all her other supplements. Fine. She has a carb cycling guide. She has a non-toxic one-stop shop, which has Pure Haven. Is that another MLM? I'm going to have to look into that. I don't have time right now. Fitness and supplements goes to Beachbody. So the Movement Hub membership, $10 a month. April Focus. Girl, it's August. Are you a business owner or what? Update your link tree. So anyway, exclusive guides and resources for hormone and gut health. No, I can't. So I couldn't see if she's in faster way to fat loss, but I wouldn't be surprised if she is. She has a $30 gut and hormone health made simple. What qualifications does she have for any of this? No qualifications. And is she carb cycling? Like as she's doing this stuff? You can say these are the only supplements that you're taking, but what changes have you made in your lifestyle? There's too many variables for me to believe that these peptides are the thing that is making the biggest difference in your life right now. But let's see what she has next.
And that's because I have the Sips coffee track addiction. But other than that, I'm not drinking any caffeine. I'm just waking up and drinking water. After my workout, drinking my Fit. I will, sometimes make like a matcha to go. And every once in a while, honestly, it's probably been like once every, maybe twice a week. I've still never found a supplement that I like better than Energize. But my daily supplements, I'm just taking those 2 right now. And I'm honestly just blown away at how good I feel. Like I said, my nutrition isn't completely off the rails, but I would say it's probably closer to like a 70-30, maybe 60-40 sometimes. You know, it's summer, poolside, definitely having more drinks than normal. A lot of like just quick meals at home. So, you know, like I'm prioritizing what I can, but it's not great. And I'm blown away that not only have I not gained weight, I've lost a few pounds, but I'm seeing a lot of toning and my energy level is insane. Like I actually feel good. I've got plenty of energy. My joints are feeling better. So just overall feeling better. So that's kind of my testimony. Like I said, I've been taking them for 2 months. They do say...
Okay, I want to talk to you all about something called the placebo effect. When you are told something is going to make a difference in your health, take this thing and it will fix whatever thing you have. Oftentimes, there have been studies on this, it will do that thing even if it's a sugar pill. So all of these MLM huns really badly want to believe that the product they have is making a huge difference and is some kind of magic pill that is better than anything they've had before. By the time I tried Shakeology, I had heard so many stories about Shakeology that the first time I took it, I went to work that night. I was a waitress at the time, and I was so bubbly, in such a great mood, had so much energy, and my coworkers were like, wow, you're in like a really good mood tonight. And I'm like, I know. I took this shake that has like all these superfoods, and I can just like, I feel so good. I like feel those nutrients in my body. Like the mind-body connection is a real thing. And I did talk about the placebo effect in my last video on Manifestation Babe and how she uses it to try to prove manifestation and how that is like misapplying science. I don't know what logical fallacy specifically that is, but just because you can take a sugar pill and think that it is a sleeping pill and then sleep really well that night doesn't mean that you can think rich thoughts and money will come. Like these are not related. The science does not apply to your thing. But in MLMs, I think it's a really good example because we don't have any way to measure what she's saying. She's just like, I feel better. My joints feel better. I've been eating, not even as good as I normally do, but I'm leaner and I've lost a few pounds and I'm more toned. Oh, okay. Like, is any of this true? First of all, because MLM huns lie, but you are now basically saying you can eat unhealthy and still lose weight if you take my supplements that I'm selling, which is, she's not saying it outright like that because that's too easy to be like, duh, but she's saying it just in different words, and it's what so many people want. Like, we all would love to be thin and still be able to eat the things that we want to eat. We would love to be able to eat only 60 to 70% healthy and 30 to 40% unhealthy and still lose weight. Whereas if you want to lose weight, you kind of need to eat more like 90-10, like you need to like have a little more discipline for the time that you are losing weight. And I do not believe for a second that she is toning up or dropping any fat without dietary changes, with just these supplements. I don't believe it for a second. It is impossible. And this is some nonsense here. Let's see what she has to say next, because this has already been some nonsense, but this person is interesting to me because she's very low key. She's not as bombastic as some of these other personalities that we've covered on this channel, which in my opinion makes her more dangerous because she seems very normal. She seems like just kind of the regular mom down the block that you'd talk to. So let's see what else she has to say.
It's like the 3-month mark where you really notice the biggest difference. So kind of excited to see what the next month brings. If you're interested and you want more info, let me know. Again, I know price point wise, It can seem a little bit high, but truly, honestly, if you break it down per day, I mean, it's minimal. I haven't done the math, but minimal. And also, because I quit taking all my other supplements, I'm saving on that. So I didn't really like spend any extra. I just kind of realigned what I was doing. So if you want more information, reach out, let me know. I'd love to chat with you. I will always just give you my open, honest opinion. And, you know, that's part of the reason I didn't share right away. Like, I wanted to truly see what I thought of them before, you know, I'm out sharing. I'm not here just to share a link or whatever.
Okay, so that's really interesting. There were a couple of manipulation techniques in there that I want to point out. The first one is kind of blowing past the price point. Like, oh, it might seem like a high price point, but if you get rid of all your other supplements and if you break it down by day, then it's actually not very much. We used to do this with Shakeology. Oh, Shakeology is only actually $4 per serving. So yes, it's like $130 a month, but like a $4 meal from McDonald's or a $4 superfood shake that has like, you know, all these nutrients in it that McDonald's doesn't have. And these exotic superfoods that we can't get, you know, these things from our soil anymore because we've effed up our soil and all that stuff. It's like, it's very tricky. It's very manipulative because, first of all, at least Shakeology was an actual food product. She's trying to get you to buy these peptides that also have a high price. Sure, you can break them down per day, but that's not even replacing like a meal. So you still have to buy all your food, which right now, I'm looking at me, a single person with no children, spending like $800 a month on groceries or more. It is insane. I'm like, how do I lower this? I don't know. Anyway, it's absolutely insane. But I used to be able to spend like $100 a week on groceries, and now it's like $300. It's crazy. Not $300. That would be $1,200 a month. At least $200. It's doubled. That's neither here nor there. But these peptides aren't replacing anything. So again, she's asking you if you're not someone who already has a bunch of supplements in your routine, you're asking to add a whole new category to your budget. So it's overpriced MLM supplement that has not been proven, has not been legitimately scientifically studied, and is not already a part of your routine. Like, why would you do that in this economy? And the reason it's so expensive is not because it's such an amazing product and it's worth the price. It's because the structure of an MLM requires them to pay out not only her, but everyone of her upline, everyone above her, whenever she sells those peptides. So you're paying not just for the product, but you're paying for the people above her to make money off of her labor in this predatory system, which is why so many of us who are anti-MLM advocate, like, do not purchase these products. A lot of us feel like, oh, we want to help our friend. You know, we feel bad, like, I'll just buy something from her. That's not, you know, I'm not going to join an MLM, etc. You might be keeping her in the MLM longer. It seems like it's a nice thing to do, but it's actually not the kind thing to do. It is kinder to say, no, I'm not supporting this. I'm not supporting this predatory business model. I'm not giving my money to something that is exploitative. And I want you to make commissions. Go get a sales job. Go get a legitimate sales job and I will go and buy something from you. But or be an affiliate. You know, if I ever get an affiliate link for anything that I use, I obviously won't accept an affiliate link for something I don't use. But if I do get an affiliate link for something that I use and love, I will ask you guys, if you like it, to use my affiliate link so I can make some money. But I won't ask you to buy MLM products because that is not how we roll. So that was the first thing. The second thing, I went off on a whole tangent there. The second thing that she did is that she said she's been doing it for 2 months without sharing so she could really try out the products and test them on herself and really be able to say that they work. She's not just going to share it. So first of all, she's throwing shade at other people in Make Wellness and in MLMs who immediately join a new MLM and start shilling the stuff before, when Beachbody announced they were going affiliate, people had 3 months before the MLM side of Beachbody was officially done. So they announced it September 30th. So they had the last 3 months of the year. It was going to be over January 1st of this year, 2025. And so many people immediately jumped to Make Wellness. It was one of the huge ones, Shackley, some other ones, and Make Wellness didn't even have their peptides yet, and people were signing people up. They were selling founders boxes. It was, in my opinion, operating as a pyramid scheme until somewhere in mid-November when they got the founders boxes. And that is sketchy, but babe, you're not better. You're not better. You're trying to lend some legitimacy, but it's just like a scammy product. It's a scammy business model. I feel like I'm nostalgic for the days when MLMs used to actually have good products. It's like, this isn't even a real thing. These peptides, they're not even real. They might as well be placebos. Supplements in the United States are totally unregulated, and they don't work. There's just no evidence. You don't even know that what's in them is supposedly what's in them. If they worked, you guys wouldn't be so desperate. They would be flying off the shelves. But remember back in the day when MLMs actually had products like Pampered Chef? And this, again, don't buy from Pampered Chef. It's an MLM. It's not good, but they do have good stuff. We had stuff from Pampered Chef growing up, and occasionally, we weren't very rich, but my mom would be like, I'm going to get one thing from Pampered Chef. And I didn't even know it was an MLM. And growing up in a small town in the Midwest, you kind of just MLMs are kind of everywhere and they're just kind of normalized, but they have good stuff. Pampered Chef had good stuff. Tupperware is the OG MLM and keeps your food fresh, because you have to burp it and it gets all the air out and vacuum seals it. That's it's been around since not long after refrigerators, when everybody started getting appliances in their homes in the 50s, and it was we can have leftovers. Enter Tupperware. Even, I've thrown shade at Mary Kay. I think they're overpriced, but I've used their makeup back in the day before I was anti-MLM, and at least they have a product. At least they have a real product that you can use. Again, I don't think you should buy from a Mary Kay consultant. Even if you want to support her, you're still paying into a predatory system. But if they went affiliate and you liked their products, I'd be yeah, absolutely. It's still a foundation. You can put it on your face and it's there, they do still have stuff. So I miss the days when MLMs actually had a product. Okay, we're going to look at one more thing from this Make Wellness Hun. It's going to be a little shorter video because last week I gave you 2 videos and one of them was almost 2 hours long. So, so it's going to be a little shorter. But, so we're going to look at this post from her. And it says it's 200 pounds to 140 pounds. Someone sent this to me, but I'm going to see if I can find it. It was from July 9th. So it says, how I finally lost the weight as a busy mom. I know how it feels to do all the right things and still be stuck. The truth, losing the first 50 pounds took commitment, but losing the last 10 took strategy and the right support. This summer, I finally broke through my plateau with 2 simple additions. Lean, a clean collagen-based protein that supports fat loss and gut health. Take a shot if we're talking about gut health. Fit, natural metabolism and energy support without the jitters. I'll finish this first and then I'll go on my rant. These have been a game changer. Oh, take a shot. She said game changer. In helping me tone up, stay full, and actually feel good while doing it. I also created a step-by-step guide that walks you through exactly what I did, from workouts, nutrition, mindset, and how I adjusted when progress stalled. Comment info and I'll send you my full guide, direct links to the supplements I swear by. Let this be your sign that it is possible even in your busiest season. So a lot of people will only notice the 200 pounds to the 140 pounds, but let's see if you look at her pinned posts. She has one from June 2nd of 2024 where she says, I lost 50 pounds and got in the best shape of my life after just 20 minutes a day. She has one from 2023 that is a before and after, and she talks about her weight loss and her December boot camp. And these are pinned at the top of her page. So she might attribute the last 10 pounds to Make Wellness, but she did it in Beachbody. And it is, as I said before, it is nutrition. It is absolutely nutrition. It is not any of these supplements, in my opinion, allegedly. It's almost like she knows she did it in Beachbody. She knows she did it from nutrition and maybe adding in exercise for the things I mentioned, toning, muscle building, etc. But she has to make it look like these Make Wellness peptides are the difference. So she's like, oh, I lost the last 10 pounds with Make Wellness, where it's like, you lost the last 10 pounds through diet and exercise. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Okay. The thing that I almost interrupted myself on that I didn't. Look, I don't even like coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't like the taste of it. All through my life, people would tell me oh, you're going to like it. When you get to college, you're going to start liking coffee. And then I didn't in college. I actually tried to make myself like it. I tried to train myself to acquire the taste, but it didn't work. And then they're like, once I started grad school. Well, now that you're in grad school, you're going to start liking coffee. And then when I started the real world job, now you're going to start liking coffee. No, I just never did. So I hate coffee. I think it tastes like dirt. And I hate things like mochas, the things that people tried to get me to drink to acquire a taste for coffee. I actually hate even more than coffee because I am offended that you would pour dirt in my hot chocolate. Don't do that. It's a perfectly good hot chocolate. But my question is, why do MLM Huns have this weird vendetta against coffee? So I'm going to, is coffee bad for you? And I'm not going to do the AI. I won't do AI. So healthline.com, let's just see. Coffee, good or bad? The health effects of coffee are controversial. Despite what you may have heard, there are plenty of good things to be said about coffee. It's high in antioxidants and linked to a reduced risk of many diseases. However, it also contains caffeine, a stimulant that can cause problems in some people and disrupt sleep. So, any of these MLM supplements also have caffeine in them. Matcha has caffeine in it. Caffeine is caffeine is caffeine. When they're clean energy, clean source of caffeine, I'm like, it's just caffeine. It is what it is. I just don't understand. So coffee actually is rich in many of these nutrients found in coffee beans: vitamin B2, B5, B1, B3, folate, manganese, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus. And they're very small percentages of those last few. And it really just says the only negative is caffeine, which is a lot. It's not a negative to most people. That's why they drink coffee. Coffee may protect your brain from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Coffee drinkers have a much lower risk of type 2 diabetes. This is making me want to take up drinking coffee, even though I hate the taste of it. Lower risk of liver disease. And it's just caffeine can cause anxiety. Caffeine is addictive. So what's the problem? I don't understand. Like, this channel is not like out here to defend coffee. Like I said, I don't like it. I think it tastes terrible. I do like the smell of it, and I like coffee shops. I love a cute coffee shop. I love a good chai latte. That is my go-to. And August 26th is when the fall menu comes back to Starbucks, so I can get the pumpkin cream iced chai and hopefully get the apple iced chai that they had last year. That was so good. So yeah, we shall see. And there is caffeine in chai as well. It's black tea, so it has some caffeine, but I don't know why these MLM huns think coffee is such a bad thing. You heard it here. You don't need to replace your coffee with some weird MLM supplement. And I think it's also used because I guess people put in like cream and sugar, and there are like really sugary coffee drinks like frappuccinos and lattes and mochas and all the things that you can put like cream and whole milk and things that add a lot of calories. So if they are focusing on losing weight, that is a thing, but it's not the coffee itself. It's not the source of energy. Like, caffeine is caffeine, and it helps you poop. So you don't need a million gut health supplements. You can just drink a cup of coffee. I don't know. It's just weird that they're so against coffee, and then they also will use it as like, well, if you gave up Starbucks, then you could afford whatever supplement, or you could afford to be a rep on my MLM team. I don't know. It's just weird, but I say drink a coffee instead of any MLM supplement. And that's my take on it. So if you made it this far, please leave your top 3 emojis in the comments and let me know what you're most excited about for the Starbucks fall menu. This video is not sponsored by Starbucks. It is sponsored by my cat. As always, it is sponsored by Dove, who holds my mental health in her tiny pink toe beans. So kiss your pets on their little heads for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Take care. Jump scare. Here's a close-up look at my makeup because it looks so pretty today. This is not a makeup channel. I just like to do this for fun. Okay, bye.
What does perfect even mean?